to be with M-U-S. Everybody, and I am. I'm so blessed to be with them. Say M-U-S. Hell, I am. I'm so blessed to be with them. Say M-U-S. Hell, I am. Come on. I'm so blessed to be with
Say their names, let the story be sung. Voices of the past, keep the future young. Stand together, we rise as one. Black Muslim strong till the work is done. But love broke chains with a voice so pure. Call to the prayers, faith was sure. The first black Muslim to stand so tall. His courage and strength still inspire us all. 1040 rows with a scholar's hand, teaching the dean across the land. Built a community, schools of life. Africa's flame still burning bright. Malcolm X spoke truth to the crowd. Fearless and firm, his voice was loud. From Harlem to Mecca, his vision grew. Justice, respect in the world made new. Imam Jamil behind the bars, still teaching faith like the brightest stars. A leader of strength, a fighter for peace. He showed us the way, the struggle won't cease. Daughter of scholars, a teacher, a queen. She built the women with knowledge and dreams. Black Muslim sister, her wisdom was wide. God in the Ummah with honor and pride. Timbuktu shine where libraries grand. Black Muslim knowledge across the land. Golden pages, wisdom stored. Faith and science in one accord. We need our own to build and grow. A place for the children, a seed to sow. One community standing tall. Together united, we won't let faith let the story be sung. Voices of the past keep the future young. Stand together, we rise as one. Black Muslim strong till the work is done.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Welcome to another series on the Muslim American heritage. I am Clara Muhammad, your host, and I'm here today to welcome you to today we will be talking about today we'll be talking about opening. Let's open with the prayer, do a welcome and overview. In the name of God, merciful benefactor, merciful redeemer, praise be to God, the cherisher and sustainer of the worlds, merciful benefactor, merciful redeemer, master of the day of judgment. You alone do we worship, and your aid do we seek. Show us the straight way, the way of those on whom you bestow your blessings, not those who have gained your wrath, nor those who go astray. Amen. All right, so we welcome you again. Today, we want to thank the sponsors, Imam W.D. Muhammad 50th Conference, which we'll be having on February 26th to 28th, planning the future, the next 50 years. The Bruce Rashid Information Channel, which is a YouTube channel to try to get out information on events. And the Taqwa Production Global Medias, Ummah Stream, Ummah Online, Ansari, and the Bruce Rashid Information Channels for a few of their programs. All right, so today we're going to continue with the part 2 of the Muslim African American heritage from Noble Drew Ali to Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we've already took a look at Noble Drew Ali and W. Fard Muhammad and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And today we're going to do Sister Clara Muhammad. I don't think we gave her enough props yesterday. Kind of was focused on Elijah Muhammad. So we're going to do Sister Clara Muhammad today and then go to Malcolm X tomorrow, Louis Farrakhan, Muhammad Ali, Jamil Al-Amin, and Siraj Wahaj. And that'll round out the week. So let us jump right into it. So we have a quiz question for anybody who wants to try to answer. Let's guess. How many Clara Muhammad schools were there at the peak of the NOI and life of Imam W.D. Muhammad? How many schools? Anybody want to guess? You can open your mic. If not, Historians put the peak at about 40 to 50 schools around the country and Bermuda. So that's a lot. Not any, I don't think any other school can really boast that, or, say that they have that many schools at one time, 40 to 50 schools. So today, it's less schools, but they are around the country, including Atlanta, Georgia, Brooklyn, Bermuda, Milwaukee, Nashville, Miami, New Jersey, DC, Indianapolis, New York, North Carolina has a few. And so that's quite a few, still going strong. I'm actually a product of what's called Clara's Fruit. She has a movie about her called Clara's Fruit, produced by Brother Morgan, which is excellent. So I have a surprise for you in a few. All right, so let's go to the pictures and videos of Clara Muhammad Schools. Now they have what's called W.D. Muhammad Schools in Atlanta High School. So one day maybe they'll have a college. That might be one of the outcomes of the meeting, of the conference. All right.
For centuries, Islamic education has been an integral part of the history of the African American experience. Dating back to the brutal system of slavery, Muslims have distinguished themselves in the continuous struggle for literacy and education. The practice and progression of an Islamic education philosophy in the African American experience has shown a distinct development over the years, which has continued into the 21st century. And the primary reason for this growth and development has been the Muslim community that arose from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam.
I said, get out of that slavery teaching. That's the white man's teaching to keep you blind, deaf, and dumb to the knowledge of God.
In 1933, the state of education for African Americans was appalling. Young black children were being subjected to the notion of white superiority, which was resulting in a devastating emotional and mental detachment from their own self-worth. The American schools they attended only perpetuated these issues by failing to prepare these young people to achieve intellectual, social, and material well-being. The Nation of Islam, which was a new organization at that time, began making plans to change the way African Americans were being educated. Elijah Muhammad and his mentor, W.D. Farard, began teaching young black children knowledge that could change the direction of the future. They established a home-based school which they called the University of Islam. Their idea was that only a universal education rooted in freedom, justice, and equality could reverse the problems and challenges in the American educational system. The University of Islam quickly began to grow as Elijah Muhammad informed African Americans they must stop looking to the slave masters for educating their youth. His philosophy was that children must be taught with an enthusiasm exceeding that which was taking place in public schools. Elijah Muhammad said seeds of dependency must be stripped away from the black community, and the religion of Islam would make so-called Negroes masters of their own destiny who could produce for themselves.
We must remember we have to know ourselves. Go ahead, dear Holy Apostle. We cannot know ourselves from the teachings of people that just was born, just was made yesterday.
University of Islam schools were nurtured by a loving woman, the first teacher of the school, Clara Muhammad, wife of Elijah Muhammad, and a matriarch of the early Islamic movement among African Americans. From 1935 to 1946, she guided the Nation of Islam while Elijah Muhammad was incarcerated during World War II. During that time, her efforts with providing education for Nation of Islam members' children is considered one of America's earliest versions of religious homeschooling. Children's attendance at the schools was considered truancy and resulted in prosecutions. However, Clara Muhammad fought for her children.
So my grandmother decided, she said, Emmanuel, I'm going to go. But before she left, she decided to put a
How are you? Well, apart from standing next to a dead body, I'm good, thanks.
There might be more to his death than meets the eye.
We need to start investigating.
Well, that sounds fun.
You have been busy.
Justice never sleeps. I know your secret.
No way.
Stop this madness!
Am I the killer?
I don't know. Oh, God.
Nearly 90 years ago, a dream was planted by my great-grandmother, Sister Clara Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. So let's continue the lesson on Sister Clara Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, staff and students of the #1 Islamic school in America, Muhammad Schools of Atlanta. Today is February 16, 2024. Please hold the hands in place for dua. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
My name is Khalil Ali. Before anything, I'm a believer, a husband, and a father. But as this school year wraps up, I'm really thinking about one of the most important jobs I'll take on. Being the principal of a private Islamic school, definitely has its challenges, but they're nothing compared to how the school system started. Nearly 90 years ago, a dream was planted by my great-grandmother, Sister Clara Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. So let's continue the lesson on Sister Clara Muhammad. Last week, we left off at a point in 1932 where she and other members of the Nation of Islam began removing their children from discriminatory public schools in Detroit, Michigan. Now, who can tell me what came next? Aisha, go ahead.
Well, the Nation of Islam community was slowly growing, and Sister Clara and other women decided to begin homeschooling their children.
We have visiting with us today Imam Qasim Ahmed, who is a religious leader in our community. Imam Ahmed, we would like to welcome you to the show.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let us begin today's conversation by getting some insight into just why do you feel that there is a need for Sister Clara Muhammad Schools?
Well, first of all, the need for Sister Clara Muhammad School expresses a general need that we find in American society really becoming more popular now, and that is alternative education from the public school system. The history of Sister Clara Muhammad School speaks to that particular need because it was birthed out of a challenge to teach your own, to teach your own, to teach your own.
Most people know my great-grandparents as the original leaders of the Nation of Islam, but they really just started out as a family from Georgia, struggling to find a new way to survive during the Jim Crow era.
She was very strong physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. She had grand integrity. She taught me to remember Allah and remember Him much.
And the next part as well.
In the early 30s, Black children suffered emotional and psychological damage in the public school.
Several concerned persons started private schools to save the children. One of the most successful of them began with members of an extraordinary group of people called the Nation of Islam. My name is Halima Muhammad Ali. I am the granddaughter of the Honorable Elijah and Clara Muhammad. When my grandparents eloped, they actually left the South, and then they moved to the Midwest. Near Detroit, they had their first two children, Emmanuel and Ethel, and then they moved again. And times just got harder because, that's when the Depression. So they suffered a lot, and they moved around a lot. My grandfather would just get odd jobs to take care of his family, and it made it almost impossible to make ends meet.
In the name of Allah, the most merciful, to whom all praise is due, Lord of the world. My dear beloved brothers and sisters, I'm happy to be here. Happy to see as many as I do, such a group of people. We pray Allah, each and every one will be happy after leaving this place, this building today.
The Nation of Islam came about as a way to fight the terror, poverty, and poor education that Black people were up against in America at that time. A key part of this movement was the doctrine of do for self. It wasn't just a slogan, it was essential to every way of life, particularly how they focused on their children's education.
Sister Clara Muhammad was threatened at that time in Detroit by truant officers and other officials to put her children back in the public school. And at that time, there were many, many negative concepts that were being taught, that the Black man or the Negro or what have you hadn't contributed anything to education, hadn't contributed anything to world growth and development, that they were brought over here as slaves, that they were brought out of the jungles as a favor by the white man.
Because the public school was not teaching you about yourself. It was teaching you to be less than, to follow somebody else's. Even the curriculum, all those kinds of things have been structured through somebody else's ideas, somebody else's dream, somebody else's concept of you, that you were not equal. And so she determined that she was not going to allow her children to attend public school.
When the school started out, of course, it was homeschool, and they were parents that were being arrested, the fathers, and they were being put in prison for not going to the draft, and also for not enrolling their children in the public schools anymore?
Her strength in terms of refusing to put her children in school over her dead body, these are the statements that she made, really earned the name of Sister Clara Muhammad School, because mothers have a strong tendency for wanting to teach their children anyway. And Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, paradise lies at the feet of the mother.
Our next act is going to be done by Crystal Shaheed singing Mother. Let's give Crystal a nice round of applause, especially you mothers.
Mother, mother, so gentle and so sweet. God has played a good life that should be.
Mother leadership is necessary. Imam Muhammad said that man means mind, and woman means the womb of mind. And it is from the women that all life comes, all life. That means that the life of the community comes from the woman.
That's a beautiful song. And Sister Crystal singing Mother, very good.
When we put things in perspective, we were only, at the time that Sister Clara Muhammad decided that she was going to teach her children at home, we were what, maybe 60, 70 years up from emancipation. So now, here is a generation of people who still don't know how to read and write. When Sister Clara Muhammad decided that she was going to teach her children at home, she did more than teach her children. She taught adults how to read and write. So when we think about the University of Islam, that was the name that she gave it, so that we can think on a higher level. We didn't think it was elementary school or primary school. We thought we were in a university to be those of higher level thinking.
I'm a little Muslim child, covered all over is my style. We are Muslim boys and girls. One day we'll reshape this world. He gave me 2 eyes to see, with a brain to understand what I read.
And grew from Sister Clara Muhammad's living room into the homes of others, and then into actual buildings and schools. So it grew from that to maybe 40, 50 schools that we had all over the country.
Okay, what are some of the principles that Sister Clara Muhammad School espouse or uphold?
Well, first of all, Sister Clara Muhammad School is an alternative school. It's an Islamic school, and its philosophy or its base is based on the Holy Quran, which is the book of the Muslim, as well as the Sunnah or life of Prophet Muhammad. And this is the 2 basic fundamentals that we find Sister Clara Muhammad established on.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladhina an'amta alayhim. Ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen.
If we establish our goals for Arabic and Islamic studies, then I think we'll be able to come together and create our methodologies of teaching Arabic and Islamic studies to our students.
Assalamu alaikum. I will recite Surah An-Nas. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Who a'udhu birabbin nas, malikin nas, ilahin nas, min sharri waswasil nas, alladhi yuwaswis fi suduri nas, min al-jinnati wan nas.
Takbir.
Good job. Good job. Sister Clara Muhammad passed in 1972. That was a very tough time for us to lose such a wonderful woman that we loved. And Honorable Elijah Muhammad passed in 1975. And when he passed in 1975, Imam Muhammad became the leader of the community. And that was a wonderful time because now we're embracing true Islam.
And I was born to Clara Muhammad, who never received more than 7th grade education. She said, son, the highest I was able to go in school was 7th grade. And my father told us the highest he was able to go in school was the 3rd grade.
Imam Muhammad said the curriculum that we're using at this University of Islam is not sufficient enough. It wasn't that we didn't have good teachers, but the orientation was based on these beliefs that we had. And so when Imam Muhammad came in, he closed many of the schools so that we could reorganize and get a more classical curriculum. And doing that, he renamed the schools after his mother, Sister Clara Muhammad Schools. So here, Imam Muhammad was taking a step of establishing that this school is going to be named after a woman, and women can be leaders in a Muslim community. Yeah.
You have to make an investment. You have to make an investment in the future. So Allah wants us to invest in the future of our children. If we don't invest materially, if we don't invest in education, strong schools, then really we don't have much. We don't have much at all.
Unfortunately, I never got a chance to meet my great-grandmother. But if I could talk to her today, I'd ask her to pray for this little boy that grew into the man that desires to hold up her legacy alongside this community.
The mission of Muhammad Schools of Atlanta is to provide an education based on Quranic principles and their universal application. Our goal is to teach all students to accept their God-given responsibilities and full potential as we promote a nurturing environment that engages students in discovery and critical thinking.
We are the seeds that have been first planted into an exceptional environment. Secondly, watered with the best of morals. Third, given light and been enlightened. Fourth, cultivated and groomed by the excellent examples. And on this 5th day, we are being harvested to share our bounties and wealth with a waiting world.
We must step up as human beings. We must step up as caliphs and do our job. We must fulfill our commitment to Allah and become leaders.
I believe every child deserves to sing the song of happiness and success, to bloom like flowers and to be treated with delicate care. We must end the abuse, the neglect, the murder, and the disregard for our young.
So many people are lost, wandering aimlessly with no purpose. They think that the only way for them to find out who they are or to escape who they are.
We must ask ourselves, is war really the answer? Is it really worth it? The price and cost of war will always outweigh whatever victories may be gained.
Peace is compassion, wisdom, and justice. Peace is a state of mind free from intolerance and aggression.
Today's society, due to many controversy and criticism our religion has faced recently, it is essential for us as young Muslims to be filled with pride in God itself.
All right, that was an excellent video. We thank Sister Clara Muhammad for her hard work. And I know they graduated so many people that really is succeeding. Doctors, lawyers, judges, you name it. They were they graduated from Sister Clara Muhammad, WD Muhammad High School. So I wanted to give her her own day. I think it was important. And I'll open it up if any questions or not. All right. Well, we're going to end it early today because we want to give Malcolm X also his own day because of the great things he did. And we'll take a look at his life and also share something not many people know about Malcolm X community when he actually came back from Mecca. So we're going to share that tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody coming out. Let's close with the dua. Rabbana, our Lord, give us good in this life and good in the next life, and save us from the torment of the fire. Ameen. See you tomorrow. Thanks for attending.